Greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queen here. Hope you have a good week so far. Well, we'll look at the 11th Doctor era. Now it continues on with The Lodger. After stepping out of the TARDIS in modern-day Colchester, the 11th Doctor is blown off his feet by a blast of air, and the TARDIS, with Amy still inside, dematerializes into the time vortex and refuses to rematerialize. With Amy's help, the Doctor tracks the disturbance to the upstairs flat of a 2-story house. The Doctor opts to take a room for rent offered by the downstairs tenant, Craig Owens, in order to determine what is present on the upstairs flat without alerting whatever it is to his Time Lord nature. The Doctor notices localized time loops and disturbances aboard the TARDIS that coincide with noises from the upstairs flat. Over 2 days, the Doctor attempts to adapt to human life. He learns about Craig, an office worker with little aspiration to move onward. Craig is stuck in a platonic relationship with his co-worker Sophie. The Doctor encourages Sophie to follow her dream of traveling overseas to help animals. Craig, who has not yet professed his love for Sophie, becomes upset. He accosts the Doctor and demands that he leave, which forces the Doctor to reveal his history and his reason for being in the flat. Sophie arrives while they argue and is lured upstairs. The Doctor and Craig follow, learning from Amy that Craig's building has never had an upstairs flat. Inside, they find an alien ship housing a primitive time engine. The ship crashed some time ago and has disguised itself as the upstairs flat. The ship's emergency holographic program has been drawing in all passerby desiring to escape in order to find a replacement pilot for itself, but they were killed in each attempt, since humans are incompatible with the ship's controls. The Doctor convinces Craig to touch the controls since he does not want to leave due to his love for Sophie, which will counteract the ship's protocols. Craig does so, and he and Sophie admit their love and share a kiss that breaks the ship's hold on themselves. The three escape as the ship implodes, leaving Craig's 1-story flat below undamaged. Aboard the TARDIS, the Doctor asks Amy to write the note that led him to Craig's house, using a red pen in his jacket. She rummages around and finds the engagement ring from her fiancé Rory, whom she had forgotten after he was consumed by the crack in space and time, and erased from existence. So now let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. On Craig's fridge is a postcard advertising the Van Gogh exhibit at the Parisian Musée d'Orsay, which the Doctor, Amy, and Van Gogh himself visited in the previous episode. At the end of the episode, the Doctor instructs Amy to leave him a note with Craig's address, which his younger self had at the start of the episode. Amy's shown leaving the note in the series finale, The Big Bang, when the Doctor's timeline rewinds and he revisits points in his past. The spaceship control room reappeared in the Impossible Astronaut / Day of the Moon, where it was connected to the Order of the Silence. Corden returned to play Craig in the episode Closing Time in the next series, Gareth Roberts' sequel to this story. And now let's take a look at the production of this episode. The Lodger is based on a short comic strip of the same name, written by Gareth Roberts for Doctor Who magazine issue 368 in 2006. The comic features the 10th Doctor, who spent several days staying in Mickey Smith's flat, waiting for Rose Tyler and the TARDIS to catch him up in a few days, by chance saving the Earth by hiding it from the passing space fleet of a violent alien race. The story was based on ideas that Roberts had since a child to imagine the Doctor experiencing everyday human life, and his enjoyment of stories set on Earth rather than in space. Roberts' original comic strip appealed to new executive producer Stephen Moffat, who enthused Roberts that he had got to do The Lodger as an episode. Roberts had previously had the idea to make the television version, but he had never mentioned it. Roberts considered the sequel less an adaptation than was previously done by Paul Cornell for Human Nature and the Family of Blood, taken from Cornell's novel, instead wrote most of the episode from scratch. Elements of the comic story carry over into the episode, such as his confusion between a sonic screwdriver and toothbrush, and the Doctor's aptitude at football. However, Roberts said that the episode was a completely different situation from the comic strip, as the Doctor did not know Craig as he did Mickey, and there was the added enemy of the upstairs apartment. When Roberts began writing for the episode, he knew the series' overarching plot, but was not aware who was to be cast as the 11th Doctor. Roberts based the Doctor's lines on those written in Moffat's completed script, and further characterization was added by Matt Smith's reading of the lines. The episode also contains several cultural references. When the Doctor's having a shower, he starts singing La Donna e Mobile, which is third incarnation sang in Inferno. When the Doctor introduces himself to the time ship's avatar, he claims to be Captain Troy Handsome of International Rescue, which is a reference to both Captain Troy Tempest from Stingray and International Rescue from Thunderbirds, both series created by Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. Stephen Cooper's Science magazine also saw reference to the emergency medical hologram of the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager, as the Doctor continued, "Please state the nature of your emergency." The launcher made up the seventh and final production block of the series along with Amy's Choice. The read-through for both episodes took place on February 17, 2010 in the Upper Boat Studios. The story replaced another one, The Doctor's Wife, but the latter was pushed back to the next series due to budgetary constraints. Location filming took place in Cardiff in early March 2010. The house in which Craig has his flat is in Westville Road, and the location for the football match was Victoria Park. The play area there had been previously used as a location in Forest of the Dead. Matt Smith performed his own athletics in the football match shots. He has had previous experience as a youth footballer, having played for the U teams of Northampton Town, Nottingham Forest, and Leicester City before a back injury turned him toward acting. As such, little choreography was needed for the sequence. Nice. So this is a pretty enjoyable episode, and yeah, seeing James Corden in something else before he became the late night talk show host that he is now is actually kind of cool. So yeah. So overall, I give The Lodger 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, hope you enjoyed that review. And if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about when I upload videos. And to help support this channel further, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description below. And anyway, tune in next time as we take a look at The Pandorica Opens. So, until then, this is Sylvie Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I'm a polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.